Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and I'm bringing you another guide. This one is another one that is supposed to basically just help people who either A, say that there's nothing to do in Red Dead Online, or B, are actually legitimately wondering what to do because they're feeling bored but they still want to keep playing the game. Well, today's video is 115 fun things that you can do in Red Dead Online, basically at any time. Now some of these are going to be things that you might have to work up to, but that's also playing the game, so it's also something fun to do. So with all that in mind, let's just dive on in and get to, learning what you can do in the game. And if at any point along the video you find yourself enjoying the video, I definitely invite you to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Because, if you liked it, then you'll probably like the other stuff, and also you're helping me out in the process. Plus, on top of that, today's comment challenge, because comments also help me immensely in the algorithm, and I would love the extra help, and it's, just a great place for people to have a discussion. Today's challenge is for you to go down in the comment section and comment what your favorite thing to do in the game is. It could be something I mentioned or something that I didn't mention. Or maybe if you don't enjoy anything about the game, comment the thing that you want to see added. Whatever the case is, that is the comment challenge for today, so I expect everyone to do it. But with all that in mind, let's just start it off with the first fun thing that you can do in the game. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is actually the first 5 things. I itemized each one of them because they're all separate, but they're kind of the same type of thing. So we're going to go over here into roles, and you're going to notice that there are 5 large things in the game that you can do. And all of them have aspects that make them enjoyable. Now, I started with these because they're the most obvious. They're the ones that most people are going to think about when they think of activities in Red Dead Online. So I wanted to get these out of the way fast. But you have the bounty hunter role, the naturalist role, the moonshiner role, the trader role, and the collector role. Each one of these are very useful in their own way. Bounty hunter's great for making gold. Naturalist pairs really well with the trader role to make the trader role much easier. Also, there are several activities in the naturalist role that are enjoyable, even if the whole role isn't that good. The moonshiner role adds a whole story. It gives you a property that you can purchase and a bunch of missions that you can do throughout the game to pretty passively make money as you go. And then of course the collector role is the single best way to make tons of cash in the game if you're actually playing it. It's not a passive cash game, you actually have to be playing it because you go around collecting things, but you make a lot of money that way. But in summary, there are 5 of these roles. Each one of them you pay gold for, ranging I think from 10 bars up to 30 bars is the total expense for bounty hunter. I think it's 20 bars for the first pass and then 10 more for the expansion. It's something like that. I'm sure someone in the comment section will correct me, but I think bounty hunter is the most expensive if you want to get her all the way up to level 30. But in any case, you purchase the thing and then you unlock the ability to do these roles. And I'll just click on bounty hunter for fun. As you go through it, you unlock new abilities that you can do, new items. So you've got a fancy pistol toss there, you've got a unique belt buckle, different wagons that you can buy, a specific variant of the Lamette revolver, or different outfits and stuff. And each one of these roles is going to have all sorts of stuff that you can unlock and purchase throughout the game, giving you tangible, itemized goals that you're going to want to go for, but also content. So for the bounty hunter role, you're going to be able to hunt bounties. For the trader role, you're going to go on trade missions. For the moonshiner one, you're going to deliver moonshine to make money, so you're kind of like a bootlegger. And for collector, like I already said, you go around collecting stuff. In the naturalist role, you sample animals and stuff. Each one of them offers a unique thing that you can go around doing. And honestly, I think that they're all pretty decent, or at least have some parts of them that are pretty entertaining. So that's why I included the roles as numbers 1 through 5. So like I said, if you haven't already done them, I definitely recommend it. I have mine all the way leveled up and I still do them all the time because it wasn't a completionist thing for me. I enjoy each one of them for their own activities. So that is numbers 1 through 5 of the 115 things you can do. Then here we have the Land of Opportunities campaign, which is going to be the main story campaign that you can do in this game. And this is the next 13 things you can do, because there are 13 of these missions and you can replay them as many times as you want. I've previously made a video talking about which ones of these are the most fun to do, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. But just in summary, I think they're all decent. Like, there's none of them that I absolutely hate. There's a few of them: kerosene, tar, and greed, more than one way to earn a buck, these bastards can fight, and banks don't rob themselves, that you have to have low honor to do. But they're also very fun, probably the most fun out of all of them. Just on the whole, there's one of them that isn't good, but like I said, I made a video about that. But these missions are a lot of fun. You can replay them end on end. You can either go in solo and try to matchmake with random people, or you can play it with a posse or just one other friend. It only takes 2 people to play these. And like I said, they're a lot of fun. You get rewards for them, gold, money, and XP. Not a ton, but enough to make it worth it in my opinion, because they're fun to play. Definitely consider the main story campaign the Land of Opportunities. And then an extension on that, that last one, and of course the first one with the roles, you have the Moonshiner story. So when you purchase the Moonshiner role, you gain the ability to do do these 5 missions, and so that's the next 5 things you can do. Some of them are more fun than others, but they're all decent, and these ones can actually be played by yourself. So if you have a problem getting people to join you, or you don't have any friends that play the game or something like that, and you hate sitting in the launcher waiting to try these ones, you can play these ones all by yourself. And like I said, they're actually a lot of fun. I enjoy this storyline. The missions were very well done. There's decent combat. There's one that's pretty stealth-oriented. There's another one that includes some tracking and stuff. But just all in all, it's a pretty fun experience. And you can play them end on end as many times as you want. And there are actually 3 different difficulties. So you start on standard, and then you have hard, and ruthless difficulty is actually pretty hard on some of these. So I find them very enjoyable. And if you consider the fact that each one of them is actually 3 difficulties, you could actually potentially say that this is 15 things you can do. I didn't. I wanted to keep the number nice and small, so I think this is only 5 fun things you can do right here. The next item on our list is going to be telegram missions. So if you want to get to these telegram missions, you just go into your satchel, you go into documents, you go down to telegrams, you click on a new source of employment, and then this will pop up. And there are 3 different telegram missions, and in the future I assume they're going to add more, but for now you have rich pickings, 1 horse deal, and outrider. My favorite one being outrider, because you ride shotgun on a wagon, and it's a lot of fun. And you can play through these ones again on your standard, hard, and ruthless difficulty. I think they're fun. A lot of people crap on them because it was like a low effort update after we hadn't had anything for a long time, but that doesn't actually make them less fun. And I like to replay these pretty frequently because I have a good time doing them. And these are another thing that you can do entirely by yourself, so you don't actually need someone else playing with you to enjoy this. So yeah, like I said, that's the next 3 things are the telegram missions. Don't overlook them. Then in that same regard, you do the same thing. You go into your satchel, over into telegrams, into documents and telegrams, and then we have the call to arms mode, which was just recently added in the late summer, early fall of 2021. And these ones are just a survival wave-based thing where you go into a location, Blackwater, Fort Mercer, Strawberry Valentine, and McFarland's Ranch, or McFarland's Ranch, I should say, because you do them each one at a time, and you can do this by yourself or with up to 3 other people, making you a total team of 4, and they're a lot of fun. Basically, you just survive, and you get sent wave after wave, up to 10 full waves of enemies at you, including armored opponents, once you start getting high enough, war wagons, people in wagons, people running along with machetes. It's a lot of variation. If you like the combat in the game, the call to arms is the single best way to experience that as of right now. And they're a lot of fun to play, so that's another 5 fun things you can do because there are 5 different locations. Alright, and the next item that we have is actually related to the first one again because we're going to be relating to the bounty hunter role, but it's the bounties. So for the bounty hunter role, what you unlock is the ability to run around and do these bounties, and there are these bounty boards located across the map, and each one of them, once you get high enough level, will have 3 bounties available. And it'll range from a really simple one where you go to a location and you capture a guy like Harrison Perry, who is wanted for instigating a fatal saloon fight, or then ones as complicated as the 3 Widows, which is an infamous bounty, and that one will actually take 3 different sessions because you have to capture each one of these people individually. Well, sometimes they'll all be together, but usually it's individually. And they'll vary in complexity. Usually it involves a decent amount of combat, sometimes it involves stealth, sometimes it involves tracking, but no matter what, they're usually a fun time. And there are a lot of these. So there are 13 separate bounty boards spread across the map, and each one of those at any given time is going to have 3 posters. So even if you're just really active and you're doing bounty hunter as much as you can, you're just going through them one after another and then going to the next board, you will not complete all 3 on all 13 before you're getting new bounties on the ones that you started on. So if you wanted to do nothing but bounty hunt, there are more than enough bounties across the map that you can do all the time. So that is why that is the next one. And of course there are 13 boards with 3 each, so that is 39 fun things you can do right there. And if that wasn't enough, there's something even better when it comes to bounty hunting. Because if you go into your bounty board and then you go into legendary bounties, there are 13 scripted specific legendary bounties. Each one of them pretty dang fun. Now, of course, I did a video talking about which ones I think are the best and worst of these already, so if you haven't started them yet or you just want to refresh yourself before you jump back into them, that's a great video resource for you. But in short, there are 13 of these, each one with 5 different difficulty settings. As you can see, I've done them all up to 5 stars, and on 5 stars, some of them are decently difficult. But honestly, they're all a lot of fun, and if you enjoy the combat in the game and that mechanic, like I always come back to, then these are going to be a great way to go, and in my opinion, are the most fun replayable content in the game. Next up, we have stranger missions, and there are 19 strangers across the map with a variety of 16 different missions. Now, that should not be construed to think that there are only 16 stranger missions available. Each one of these strangers will have between 2 and 7 different missions available to you. I'm just saying variety-wise, there are 16 separate missions. And those missions are destroy supplies, early execution, bushwhack, stolen wagon, caravan escort, supply delivery, on the hunt, horse theft, rescue, early release, paid killing, wagon theft, boat theft, recovery, and jailbreak. And so I actually recently did a video describing the 7 of these that I think are the most fun to do and the most replayable in that sense. So if you want to check that out, I definitely recommend it because certain stranger missions are more fun than others, but there are an awful lot of them. So if you're looking for something fun to do, just head towards one of these strangers all the way across the map. They're just all over the place. Try some stranger missions. Quite a few of them are a lot of fun. Alright, so the next 3 things on the list are going to be the 3 separate Blood Money heists. So in summer of 2021, the Blood Money update was added, and although it disappointed a lot of people, it did add actually a halfway decent amount of content. And the 3 things that are probably the biggest in people's minds are the Blood Money opportunities, they say them in here. I call them heists because you're getting a heist. So the first one, the Covington Emerald, sees you robbing a train. The Ember of the East is hidden. It's a jewel that it's gonna be hidden somewhere in Annisburg, and you can either try to stealthily find it by taking out the right people and quietly get it, or do what I always do and just ride into town and shoot up everyone until you find it. So that's how that one goes. And then the Il Sovrano is going to be on a stagecoach, and you have to first find the location of that stagecoach by taking out the heavily armed and protected people in the saloon in Rhodes. And trust me, I've died most often on that one out of all 3 of these. But they're a decent amount of fun, they have decent rewards, and they're replayable as often as you have enough capitale to start them. Then of course the Blood Money update also added several missions that are much like stranger missions. They work in the same way. Basically you just use them to earn capitale to do the opportunities, and those ones are Dirty Money, Dirty Deeds, Clearinghouse, a Lit Fuse, and I think there's one other one that one of them offers, but so there's 3 or 4 of these, and they're basically the same as stranger missions, but I think they're a little bit more fun, and they're criminal in nature, so they're enjoyable to do, just from the start. And the people you can get the Blood Money missions from are Joe, who's this person I'm looking at now, Anthony Foreman, who can be found either by Rhodes or in Saint Denis, Sean McGuire, who can either be found by Quaker's Cove or Manzanita Post, and James Langton, who is located very, very close to McFarland's Ranch. Then, of course, probably the thing that I enjoy the most out of the Blood Money update as these 5 contracts, or 15, depending how you look at it. So you have the Cornwall contract, the Blue Water contract, the Railroad contract, Dockside contract, Saloons contract, and the Jeb Phelps contract. And each one of these has 3 parts. So you can look at it as a bunch of stranger missions, so you do like 3 in a row and they tell like a mini story, or just one contract with multiple parts. And these ones, again, are going to be ways that you're going to be getting capitale, but also gold, money, XP, and they're fun to do. But is scripted or story-based content not what you're looking for? Well, worry no more, because we've got some things that are super fun to do. You can do them all the time. They take like nothing. There's like almost no requirements to do these things. And the first one is right in here. You go into your items wheel over here to the right, and you open up the animal field guide. And so this is great for the completionists out there that just really love having a goal to go towards. And so basically, it's just a study guide, so there's all sorts of animals all over the map, just a ton of varieties. And you go around and you have to do a certain amount of things. And so this comes with the Naturalist update. It's for sampling them. But that's not all you can do with this one. So if you just go into Wild Boar, for example, you have progress on each one of these animals. And so for each one of these animals, you have to track them, kill them, skin them, study them, sedate them, sample them, and photograph them. And you can't do this all at once, because if you sample them, you can't skin them. And if you kill them, you can't sample them. So you have to do each animal at least twice. So for completionists, hunters, people who just like exploring or seeing as much as the game has to offer, the Animal Field Guide is a fun completionist goal that I think a lot of people overlook. So somewhat related to that last one, we also have some pretty fun things added with the Naturalist DLC, and that is actually legendary animals, which offer a lot of opportunities for some pretty fun hunting experiences. So if you come over to Harriet Davenport, now obviously you can also encounter these legendary animals randomly, but you can come to Harriet and talk to her, and she will offer you these missions to go after these legendary animals. And if you do it for her, you sample them and bring the samples back, or if inversely you want to get some cool, unique clothing and some money, you can kill them and skin them. And so you just come to her, and at any given time, she'll have 3 of these missions available. And they're all decently fun to do if you enjoy a challenge when it comes to hunting some animals. So I definitely enjoy these. Then, of course, there is the ever-popular pastime, one of my personal favorites, and that's hunting. Now, there are, as I showed you in the Animal Field Guide, tons and tons of animals all across the map. And for each one of them, there's various things you can do. And all of them have weapons that are better suited for killing them, and etc., etc. So it's definitely something that's not nearly as easy as a lot of people think it is to do right. Basically, the best way to go about it is to memorize which animals need which weapons and appear in which areas, and then go to those spots and use the right weapon. So you can see I wanted to kill an alligator, so I came to La Gras because I know that there's alligators here. And I knew that the best way to kill them is to use a rifle. I like to use the Springfield rifle because it only has one shot, and then you go for a nice clean headshot. And hunting is definitely one of those activities that can be used for a lot of stuff, but in my opinion, the best thing about it is just that it's a lot of fun. Then, of course, for the next thing, if we did hunting, we gotta do fishing, and I actually decently enjoy the fishing in this game. It's decently simple, so it doesn't ever feel like you're doing something that is just a chore, like some video game fishing mechanics can be, but it is rewarding enough in its own way. So there's a whole bunch of different species of fish all over the place. Certain ones will only spawn in certain water bodies, and that's the swamp, rivers, and lakes basically are the three different types, but also in certain locations, and you have to use different baits, different lures, stuff like that to try and catch them. And like I said, it's something that's decently enjoyable to do. If you've never tried it or just never quite gotten the hang of it, I definitely recommend giving it another try because, like I said, I find it to be a pretty fun side activity, and I think Red Dead has the perfect balance of strategy, technique, and simplicity to still make it enjoyable. So fishing is definitely something that is pretty fun to do in Red Dead Online. So then, of course, the final thing that I'd like to include today for fun things to do is play poker. So there are 5 different locations that you can play poker across the map, and one of them is here in Valentine. There's one in Saint Denis. I think there's one at a train station. They're kind of all over the place. You're never too far away. And it's just like poker is in real life. You can play it, you can bet money, you can win money, you can host a private game and just play with your friends, or you can do a public buy-in and just play poker. And it's just one of the several ones from the main the single-player story that you can choose to play. It's definitely one that I think a lot of people enjoy because a lot of people like poker. Of course, in the single-player campaign, you can play poker, blackjack, five-finger fillet, or even dominoes, but here in the online you can only play poker. But as you can see from some of the other players playing here, one of them's got $85, so clearly is winning a decent amount of money. Ooh, and folded at 10 cents. And you can be real strategic, or you can just be like me and go all in immediately and just see everyone else fold. But no matter what happens, poker can be decently fun. So that's actually all 115 things that you can do for fun in Red Dead Online right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it super useful. If you did, I definitely invite you to leave a like on the video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, maybe your favorite thing, like I said at the beginning of the video, your favorite thing that you like to do in the game, or maybe something that you think I forgot or just failed to mention, definitely leave that all down in the comment section below. And of course, lastly, if you haven't already and you like my content, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on everything I release, which is pretty much every single day. And if you like this content, you'll probably like that content because it's all pretty consistent. But in any case, thanks a ton for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, but in any case, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.